wanted to tell you today about patient reactivation and the real cost of patient reactivation and how to take advantage of the services from Patient Reactivation Solutions.
So we're going to talk about this from two different aspects. One is how much you're actually spending to hire somebody, train them, put them into your office, make them pick up the phone and start scheduling patients. And the other side is how much potential you actually have inside of your database that you're not taking advantage of because you aren't reactivating.
So we want to talk about the real cost to any organization of finding and putting somebody and hiring somebody to do a specific job. In this case, it's patient reactivation. The first cost, let's call ads. You have to put an ad out to attract people in order to interview. So now you got to pay someone to do the interview. Step 3 is hire. And this is where the cost starts going up because you have to train this person. So you have to pay someone for ads, pay someone to answer the ad. You have to pay someone to do the interview. You have to hire that person. You have to train that person and take the time to train them. And then you have to make them productive. So typically what happens if you hire one person, this person is there for, let's say, 2 months and doesn't work out. So now this person goes, you have to do this whole process again, and now you've got to hire the next person. You haven't even necessarily gotten to this stage here where they're productive. There's very little or no production happening, and so then you're going through this whole process again for this person. Maybe this person lasts 3 months. Then you have to replace this person again, and you get the idea. The same flow happens. So you could be spending money on all of these different things on a program that is not actually working. Now, if you figure this out, it can become very productive, and it's probably a source of, and Neil will explain this, of between $300,000 and $500,000 a year potential for your practice. So we're going to show you how we would do it and what we recommend how you do it, and how Patient Reactivation Solutions can help you get this done.
Okay, so now let's look at the cost involved with actually making an effective reactivation program in your office run. If you do this correctly and you do hire that one person, you're going to end up paying them, let's call it $30,000 a year for that one person to sit there and make phone calls all day, every day. Now, to hire that person and train that person, you have your staff member investing their time and their energy, et cetera, et cetera. And so you're actually paying them to do that. Now, if this one person doesn't work out and you have to redo that, let's just say from a hiring and training perspective, you're going to spend roughly $10,000 a year to maybe keep this position actually functional. So you're investing about $40,000 into patient reactivation. But let's be honest, it takes a certain type of a person who is going to come in and sit on the phones for 40 hours a week and do nothing but call people. Plus, in your office, this person that you are now paying probably right now is also doing multiple other things, and their production isn't as high as it actually should be. Now, with us, for the same amount, roughly for $40,000, I could probably get you about 1,000 appointments, okay? So with us, I could get you 1,000 appointments into your practice in a year for the same cost that you're having to spend to hire, train, repeat, hire, train, repeat, and you're probably getting very few appointments off of that because the person's coming and going all the time. So if we got you 1,000 appointments, you'd probably be very happy with that. Now, you're going to say, well, not all of them show up. You're right. Not every appointment I schedule for you is going to show up. We know that. You know that. Let's say we get you 500 patients arrived, which is a very small margin. That's only 50% of what we would expect to arrive. But let's say we get you 500 people arrived. Now, if we do the math, each one of these patients is probably worth about $2,000 as far as outstanding treatment plans, work that needs to be done and wasn't completed, people who are going to be doing cosmetics, etc. So now I hear the skeptics out there. Neil, no patient is worth $2,000. Okay, fine. You know what? Let's slash that in half again, and I'll meet you in the middle, and I'm going to say that it's $1,000 per patient. Okay, well, if we are extremely conservative with 500 patients coming into your office and only spending $1,000, then guess what? You just made an extra $500,000 and you didn't have to hire anybody. You didn't have to train anybody. You didn't have to worry about them coming in sick. You didn't have to worry about them showing up, doing an okay job, leaving you with this giant hole in your office. You actually just added $500,000 if you're average at getting them in and selling them $1,000 worth of treatment plan. Now, if you're good and you do what I think you should do, you should add $1 million to your practice. $1 million is what you're missing out on by not doing the reactivation that you could be doing in your practice. Now you might be thinking to yourself, but Neil, I don't need 1,000 appointments. Well, let's say you spent roughly $16,000 and got 400 appointments, which was more on par with the amount of appointments that your office can handle. Then I just saved you an additional large sum of money because instead of paying $40,000 to an employee, you only spent $16,000 to get the proper level of appointments you needed. And with Patient Reactivation Solutions, we get rid of all that other stuff we talked about. No ads, no hiring, nothing. All I need for you is to let us come in, do what we do, and we'll make all of the appointments and get these patients into the front door without taking away from any of the attention units of your existing staff. So I hope you learned something valuable about patient reactivation today. This is definitely something that you should be focused on, whether you're putting your own time and effort and energy into it and you're okay with that result, or whether you work with us. Either way, it's costing you about $1 million by not doing it in some capacity. So to find out more about how to work with us, find our contact information down below and reach out to me, and I will personally go over your practice and your reactivation for you and what you should be doing and how successful you should be at it.